Hiya folks, it's that time again to do a bit of maintenance on Sharon's car. I've got to do an oil change on this. I've already taken the under tray down, and for the last 2 or 3 oil changes I keep meaning to change the sump nut washer, and I keep forgetting it is leaking from there, but we'll have a look at it in a minute. But then after we've done that, we'll have a quick look at the Morris, and we'll have a quick look at the Fizzy, and we'll have a quick look at the other parts that I've actually refurbished, waiting to go back onto the Morris Minor engine bay. Anyway, let's get going with this. I've taken the tray off underneath, as I say, so we've got to get the oil filter nut out, the sump nut, drain the oil out, and then take the oil filter out, and refill with the new oil. So let's get on with that. Right, well, I've had to come into the log cabin because I've got to get my square shaft drive for the sump nut. So anyway, I thought while I'm in here, I'll show you what I've done so far. Now, you'll remember that's what I took off. That's been powder coated now. I didn't do the underside, although you do get some sort of overspray in there. But that's that. That's the timing case cover. The rocker cover there, as you can see, is done. The starter motor and also the dynamo, the servo unit has all been done, so has the front pulley, which was slightly bent. One of these sides were bent in, and I've actually just leave it out and done that. So that's all been done. So that's all waiting to go on. Coming over here, I've got to sort out a couple of other bits. I've got to sort the carb out yet. That's got to be cleaned up and put back in. The distributor, I've given a bit of a brush down and a clean up, so that's another thing that's got to be sorted out. What else we got there? I've got a new water pump to go on, which was actually in the car. The inlet manifold, now this I found was interesting. Look, you don't see this nowadays. The inlet and exhaust manifold are obviously 2 things combined together. And on here, look, it's got tappet clearance, 12 foul, firing order, 1342. You don't get that sort of information on modern cars because they don't want you to maintain them. So yeah, that's what things used to be like years ago. Anyway, coming over to the Fizzy forks, which is what I've been waiting to restore, which I've actually done now. So as you can see there, I've actually powder coated these now. That's the finish on them. It's a titanium silver powder coat. Many ways of doing it. This is just what I've chose to do. I'm not looking for original concours condition. I want to make it clean and presentable and tidy, basically, and there you go. So they're all done. They've all got new seals in as well. I'm just going to clean up these gaiters, which will go again. So that's both of them done. They're ready to go now. So I'm at the stage now with the Fizzy where I can assemble things and get it up on its wheels. I've just got to clean up the wheels and that, which don't need any work apart from a good clean up because they're in very, very good condition. So there's no reason why the next video you see, we'll see the Fizzy up on its frame and on its stand. That's the thing. I've got to I don't think I've actually powder coated the centre stand, which I'm going to need to stand it up. So I'll get that done as well. So yeah, that's that. So coming under here, I have got somewhere a set of square drive sump keys. No, that's not it. I know they're here somewhere. Bear with me. I'll dig these out and then we'll go and get that sump nut undone. Here we go, just found them. This is just an oil drain plug key set, 6-piece. There you go, and I think the one I need is going to be this one here. I will take the whole set out, but that's the one I think we need. Right, let's get them outside. Get that sump nut undone. Right, okay, we're back out the front. I did ask for a sump nut washer when I went to buy this kit from our local motor factors, and it looks like they've given me a complete bolt as well as the washer. And the new washer, again, is slightly different. It's like a metal or aluminium washer by the looks of it, and it's got some sort of rubber insert in there. I don't know if you can see that, look. So that goes in there, and that's obviously an upgraded one, I would imagine. So yeah, there's no other bit in there. So that's the copper washer going to be disappearing, and that one's going in. And the one I've got is a number 8 in the oil drain plug kit I've got. So it's a number 8, and that's a 1/2-inch drive. So let me get that sorted out. And that larger diameter there fits into a 21mm socket, so I'll be using that. So let's get this underneath, undo the sump washer and drain the oil out. I'm going to take the oil cap out here just to help it drain out quicker. There we go. No residue on that, which I'm happy with. Let's put that over on the table. Right, let's get underneath. Right, I think you can see okay there. Let me slide the new drain tray that I've got here underneath it. And we'll just insert that. Are we on undo there? Yep, there we go. So, get that in there. There we go. And the art of this is not to drop your sump nut in the oil. I'll get it so it's virtually out. And then I'll move my hand out of the way quickly. Here we go. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? There we go. So that's the oil draining out. Let's get that drained out. And we'll be okay then. Here we go. Right, that's it now. We've got the slight drip there now, so we're out of oil now. So all I'm going to do is literally just plonk that back in again. Wind her in, tighten her up, and then I'll clean this area out. And that will be the job done. So let's just wind it in with my hand first of all. Oh, there we go. Like that. And just nip that up. And compress that washer, and we shouldn't have our leak there anymore. There we go. Not going to overdo it. Never do them up too tight, folks, otherwise you get one of them stuck. You're knackered. Right, that's that. So let's just give that a little bit of a spray with some cleaner. Like that. Give her a wipe down. Clean that whole area up. There we go, as good as new. Look at that, how about that? Lovely jubbly. So if I've got another seep or a weep there, I will now be able to see, because the area is nice, clean and dry. Right, okay, so now for the oil filter, which is just up here. I'll show you that, which I think you'll be able to see. That's the plastic nut there, and I think, I can't remember if it's 26mm or not. I'll have to check. Let's have a look. I've got a 27 and a 24 here. Is it that one? Yeah, that's 27mm. So I'll just loosen it first of all, because we're going to need to get the oil container underneath it. Now with these, you want to be careful. You don't want to just put that on there and try and undo it. You want to push up at the same time, like there. Otherwise, if you just try and turn it, that's only a plastic nut, that, and that can slip off. These sockets can slip off. So just push up at the same time and then just sort of crack it. Oh, look, now it's tight. Didn't do it up that tight, I don't think. Thing is, I've got a bad shoulder at the moment, you see, so I've got to be careful. Right, okay. Oh. Yeah, I might undo. Oh. Wow, that's tight. Well, that is tight. I don't recall doing it up that tight before, folks. Let me get in a different position, hold on. Tell you what, I'm going to try and take off the extension. Keep it down to a minimum so I'm getting direct pressure on it. That might be a bit better. Ah, there we go. Yeah, see, the extension didn't help in that case, so little lesson there. Shorten the length, that way you're getting a better direct drive on it, so to speak. Right, while I've undone that now, I'm going to have to put that oil pan again underneath, because that will have oil come out and it will make a bit of a mess. And this is where I should have gloves on. So, got to be careful here. And I don't want it to run down my blinking arms, as it normally does when you do this. There we go. Once that rubber seal is broke, there we go, look. So I'm quite tempted just to let that run out for a bit first, rather than try to take it right out now. Because that will be full of oil, that canister. There we go, look. Go away, cat. The cat's here, look, go away. There we go. There we go. It's virtually out. There we go, look at that, look. So far, I've been pretty lucky. I haven't got none over myself yet. Come on out, get out of there. The cat's here. Go away, go away. There we go. Dirty old filter. Right, I'll get this out and I'll come back to you. Right, here we go. That's the old oil filter there, as you can see. Now, this should just pull out of there. Let's just get the hands covered up. As you can see, there we go. Just pushes on into the cap. Right, let's put it over there for a minute. Because what I like to do is to just compare the old filter with the one I've just bought, just in case they've given you the wrong one. It does happen. So just make sure. There's the old one. And I've got the new one here, which should come with a new O-ring for the case, which it does. So, let's have a little look. Yeah, that looks pretty much the same. Just hold them up next to each other. There you go, look. Virtually identical. So we know that that's the right one for that. I'm going to put the old one straight in the box, because that's dripping oil everywhere. Yeah, I'm just talking to Sharon's brother, who's just come up to pick Sharon up to go out somewhere today. And he says, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm doing an oil change. Oh no, he said, I can't get involved in all that. Why not take it to a garage? I said, well, you're aware that a garage will charge probably about at least £80 an hour to do this job. And the oil and filter come to about 64 quid. So you're looking at sort of over 150 quid to do this sort of job, which only takes really, if you've got the tools, minimal time. So that was the reason. I'm just going to clean out the case and then we'll put a new filter in and then put this back up and then we can top up with oil. But before we do that, we want to change this oil ring that's on the housing. And literally all you do is lever it out. Always change these, folks. Just lever it off, just like that. And the new one, slide it back on. Should go on nice and easy. And just use a bit of oil around it, because when it does up, you don't want it to graunch. So by putting a bit of oil on it, it just stops it graunching basically when you put the thing back in. Right, okay, that's that. So let's put the oil filter, push it in till you hear that click, and that's ready to go in now. Look, there we go. Let's go and put this in. Move that oil out of the way. There we go. Getting back up here. I'm just going to introduce that up there. So turn it in by hand as far as you can until you feel that seal start to pick up. And all we're going to do literally is nip this up. We're not going to lean on it too heavily. That seal now is going in nicely because it's still nice and oily on the inside. It comes to a stop and just literally, that's it, little nip like that. There we go. You don't want to over tighten that because you could crack that. It's only plastic. And that's it. And once again, just give that a bit of a wipe around so that you can see that if there's any leaks when you start the car up. There you go. So that's the bottom part done. So all that leaves us to do now is to fill up with oil. And for this, we're using just a Comet X-Flow 5W30 fully synthetic motor oil. Now I should get my funnel out, shouldn't I? Right, okay, so got our funnel. Now I can afford to put the whole lot of this in. So don't forget I've still got the car jacked up at the moment. And the reason for that is being because we've got to check the underneath. So I can afford to pour in virtually all of this because I know that I've still got another litre to go afterwards. So, and I'm pouring it sideways, folks, look like that. And that way you don't get the glugging. Like if you turn it that way, look, you get that blinking horrible glugging, look, when you pour it that way. So if you turn it sideways, you get a much more controlled stream pour, basically. Right, I'm going to whack all this in and then we'll start the car up, give it a little check for leaks underneath, and then we'll top it up when it's on the floor once we've checked for leaks. That's that in there. We'll just replace that for the moment. That cap. I'll get it in, there we go. Like that. While the car's in the air, let me get the keys. There we go. We're gonna start the car up now. Now I've got to watch that bloody cat that's floating about here somewhere. I want to start the car up while it's up on the ramps and make sure that oil pressure light goes out. Right, okay. Yep, I've got an engine management light on, but I've got that on because there's one of the sensors that are open circuited. I'll look at that in another video. Right, okay. See the old maintenance filter lights come up. We'll reset that in a minute on the up and down dash to get into the service thing. I'll reset that. So, just coming underneath here. I can see that's bone dry around the oil filter, and the washer there also bone dry. So I can turn it off now. Switch it off. I always take the keys out of the car in case for some reason they get locked in. I know we've got a spare, but you never know, do you? Right, okay, that's that done. The old oil I'll put into the extra canisters because I'm going to be reusing the old oil because those who watch the channel on a regular basis will also know that I've got a Reliant Regal trotter van, call it that, and I've got an 850 engine at the moment which I want to get started. I only bought it for £120 and I bought it from one of the Reliant people off of Facebook, so he assures me that it was a good runner. It smokes a bit, but I'm probably going to do the valve stem oil seals on that. So but all I want to do is get it started at the moment. So when I went down to pick it up, he actually drained all the oil out, so that needs filling up with oil. But I went down to our motor factors and I was going to buy some engine flushing out oil, and for 5 litres of that they wanted 30 odd quid. And I said, what's the other cheapest oil you got? He said, well, it's about the same price sort of thing. So oil has gone up to a ridiculous amount of money. So bearing in mind this engine oil's come out of here, I know that oil's all right, it's clean, all right, it's done a few miles, but it's only going to need to run while I start that 850 engine up, or attempt to get that 850 engine started up. So I'm going to be using that old oil, so I will be keeping that. Right, I'm going to get the under tray on now, and then I'll come back to you. We'll put it on the floor, and then we'll top up and finish this job off. Right, okay, under tray's back on. I've put all new fasteners on underneath as well. I bought a box about that big of fasteners, I think on Temu, for about £4, £4.50, something like that. And they're all gone on nicely now because the old ones have all broken. Right, well, as you know, I've got this up on ramps at the moment. This car's got an electronic handbrake. So when I roll it off the ramps, take the electronic handbrake off first, and then let the car roll off naturally. Because what I've done in one other video, and I think those of you who've watched my channel for a while would have seen it, is that I got in the car, started the car up, put it in reverse, and then the handbrake was on because it automatically comes off when you put your foot on the accelerator. And I did that, and the ramp shot from underneath the car and covered oil everywhere. The old oil container literally went everywhere. So I've learnt by my mistake now. So I'm going to lower this thing off now. Right, in we get. Right, foot on the brake, start the car, and I'm going to take off the electronic handbrake now. Just put it in reverse and let the car naturally roll backwards. There we go. And we're off. Just like that. Handbrake on, turn the engine off. Right. There you go. All I'm going to do now, just let that oil settle down for a minute. take a dipstick reading and then top up with that last litre I've got, and we should be good to go. Right, on we go. So I've got my litre of oil there, my last litre. Now let's just take this out now. See, the reason why we've started it and run it as well is because the oil filter tends to fill up with oil as well. So by circulating it around the engine, we get a good reading, like a proper reading. So we've got our 2 marks there, upper, lower and upper level there, little notches. Let's just whack them back in and see where we are on the dipstick. Right, we're bang in the middle, so we're probably about a litre. So I think I can afford to put that whole litre in. Let's get in there, and in she goes. There we go. Right, we'll just let that drain down for a second, and we'll take that reading again, and hopefully we should be good to go. Just give it a wipe down again. Yeah, there we go, perfect, just on the top line there, happy days. Right, that's the job done. Get our cap on. Like that. Job done. Let's get inside and reset this trip meter on one of these. Right, let's get in there. Right, okay, so ignition on. I don't want to start the car. I want to get into the service manual. Let's turn that fan blower down, otherwise that's all you'll hear. Get that down there first of all. Right, here we go. So if we go down, down again, down again, down again, down, we're in the settings menu now, so I'm going to press the middle one to enter it, and then we want maintenance, down to maintenance, enter. Service, I think filter, that was the one. That is set at 8,000 miles. So we're going to reset that now. Click down to reset and then press the button once. Reset, yes. So there we go. So I was actually over because it was 8,112 miles, but 8,000 is what the service interval for the oil filter changes. Well, I do oil and filter obviously. So we're now reset to 0. So when the car gets to 8,000 miles again, it will notify us. And just to go back there, you just press the return button. Keep going back, and then just scroll up until you get your normal where you are. And that's it. That's how you reset the oil filter reset indicator that comes up when you've reached the designated mileage. Right, I'm going to leave it here, folks, on this one. Don't forget the fizzy one is coming up, and we was hoping to go to a bike show yesterday, but that didn't happen because it poured down with rain. Gary's bike passed the MOT. We done some work on the front fairing on that. Gary repaired it, I painted it, and Jimmy lacquered it. So you'll probably see that in one of Gary's videos, I suppose, coming up. So yeah, next video coming up might be the fizzy moped. I want to get that on standing up so that we can get the tank put on to line the decals up on the side panels, and then we'll take that from there, and then we'll obviously be back on the Morris Minor again. Loads of parts been refurbished, loads of parts have turned up, so we've got loads to do. Anyway, gonna leave it here now, folks. Don't forget, check out our other videos. I've got over 1,000 videos on this channel, all in different playlists, all down from repairing lawnmowers, restoring lawnmowers, motorbikes, all different car stuff, restoration videos, everything you can think of is on this channel, and it might send you to sleep at night. Anyway, thanks very much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the little notification bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a video, and we'll see you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.